I'm a 25-year-old male. Had a 60s guy pay me $150 cash to help him cook dinner and watch a hockey game together. Except naked the whole time. I have never been more scared for my dick than when making chicken parm naked. Wiped my teeth out and electrocuted my nipple on an electric fence for $50. Responded to a Craigslist ad for someone to pay me $200 to tickle me for an hour. It was interesting. Everyone's clothes stayed on the whole time. One-time deal, and I'll never do it again. I sold a picture of my girlfriend's feet for $130 to one of our ex-coworkers. I asked her first, of course, but it still felt questionable. Late one night in my 20s in Okinawa, an overweight female bartender at a dodgy karaoke bar asked me to see my dick. It was pierced at the time. I quipped that it would cost her $10. She joked back that for $10 I should be naked. Well, the other bartenders all threw it to the pot, including a really attractive one, and so did some of the customers. Mostly dudes who thought it would be funny to call my bluff. All told, I made around $120 to drink a beer in the nude while being jeered by a bunch of drunk experts. Guess I could put semi-pro stripper on my resume. I once was bored in my mid-20s around 3 a.m. and I saw a gig on Craigslist. Turned out an escort needed a safe driver to get her to gigs. Not thinking too much about it, I contacted her and spent the rest of the morning driving her around. At one appointment, she came downstairs, come to my truck, handed me $20 and told me she needed more condoms. I was taken back but decided what the hell. So I went to the local pharmacy, this was now almost 6 a.m. and bought 2 boxes of condoms for her. Went back, handed them off, then proceeded to wait for 2 more hours. She eventually came out. I drove her back home where she paid me $150. I felt so wrong taking the money, knowing she was getting railed for her money, then had to pay me. I took the money anyway, and she was pleased. I was a pleasant young man driver. Elementary school. Licked the janitor's mop for $2.35. I opened the pack of Yu-Gi-Oh cards, saw they sucked, shortly put the pack back together and sold it to my buddy at cost, claiming it ripped in my pocket. Sorry, Greg. Waking up way too early in the morning to go to the place I hate. I went to gym class in my underwear. I almost made it through without getting caught by the teacher. Edit, I made $30. Answered a Craigslist ad to kick a guy in the balls and work on him for $160. Liked the AZ gig and the money. Made about $10K doing that afterwards and went to Europe for 2 months. Not me, but a friend of mine accepted £300 for sex. Despite being into degrading sex, hence accepting this, she really had no need for the money. She was so unaroused by the guy that they couldn't get his dick inside her. Dry like a Sahara. So she wanked him off. No one came out of that experience well. Sold Bitcoin at $1,000. Yay! You did it, man. I used to give myself paper cuts for money in high school. Earlobe, eyelid, top or bottom, finger waving, etc. People paid way too much for that. Was at a family dinner and my uncle complained that my aunt burned the green beans. As a joke, he said he would pay anyone $50 to eat the whole bowl. He did not expect me to take him on the offer. This was a dinner bowl meant for like 14 people. So that night I didn't eat an actual dinner. Just an obscene amount of green beans. Surprised I didn't barf and I had interesting weird shits for the next 2 days. I mean, that's pretty obvious, right? When I was 10, a dwarf offered to pay me if I stripped for him in the back of a dirty subway station, and I accepted. Let a crawdad pinch my nipple. Fucker was far stronger than I thought and ended up drawing blood. I essentially had my nipple pierced for $1. Someone left an envelope full of money in a booth of one of the tables at a restaurant I worked at. I didn't even think twice about it at the time, just pocketed it for rent. Bothers me to this day that I didn't make an effort to return to its rightful owner. My friend offered me 20 pounds to have a starring competition with a hooker in Amsterdam. I went right up to the glass and stared at her for around 30 seconds before she opened the door and threw boiling water over me. She lost and I got the money. I sold a bag of my faces online, processed and vacuum sealed it, and sent it in a flat package. Made $14 off it. I went to a place that charged me $100,000 in order to work at a job that pays me $20,000. Steal porno magazines from the corner store by my house and then sell them to horny kids at my middle school. This was around 1998, 1999, before everyone had smartphones and high-speed internet. Barely made rent and hadn't eaten in 3 days. Was a rough post-breakup year for me. Found an ad on Craigslist for some guy that was willing to pay someone to lock him in a cage and pee on him. What? $50 later, I had enough cheap noodles and scrisha to not go hungry for a while. People are fucking weird these days.